Hello, 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 and welcome back. I'm your host, Mike Mack, and welcome to another episode of the Mac Talk Show. Now, I had an excellent show planned for you guys, planned to dig all into this topic about being black and American. And if the two things are mutually exclusive to one another, are they? Are they? I'll let you ponder on that one. Because today, I'm going to take things in a whole different direction. Veterans, American veterans to be more exclusive, but veterans, period. We have a very interesting and probably misunderstood life outside of the military. I don't think a lot of lives inside the military are very much understood by the very people that some of us, sign up to serve and protect, as we are called on as patriots to do. Now, that being said, you can obviously tell I'm very proud of my time that I served for the country. Now, that being said, didn't leave me unscathed. I have what is being called a lumbar strain in my lower back. In layman's terms, I have bulging and cracked discs, my L4, L5, and L5S. Good times. Yeah, now that's fun to deal with every day, all the time, the constant everyday pain. And this is why I feel like I am such a source of knowledge and experience. This is something I've been living with for 20 years. Something that actually put me out of the military. I was medically discharged because of this and my other injury, what they call radiculopathy. Yeah, try saying that 3 times fast. In both of my lower extremities. Mm. I like using fancy terms to say that basically I got frostbite in both feet and it left me with some real bad nerve damage. One foot doesn't feel anything, the other foot feels too much. Wonderful. That being said, it's why I am such a source of knowledge and understanding the body of both someone that is over the age of 40 and someone that's hurt, that's disabled, that's in constant everyday pain. Because I don't believe that that's what should define us. I don't believe that that's what should say you can't do and you shouldn't do. Now, that being said, we do definitely got to recognize that it impairs the heck out of a little bit of everything, every portion of life. And I only bring this up because to get into this discussion of veterans, you have to get into the side of, well, what about when we come back home and the level of care we do or do not receive? Now, let's understand there's not a profession out there where you don't have bad actors. There's good, dedicated, hardworking doctors, police, lawyers, firefighters, every other different kind of profession that you can think of. The thing that we have to remember at the end of the day, just like you and I, these are people to begin with. They're no different than us. The uniform should stand for certain things, and it does to the majority. But again, bad actors and everything. But I digress. When we come back home, many of us apply for some kind of health care, be it, you know, mental health care, physical health care through the Department of Veteran Affairs. And we've all seen in the news how the cutbacks have impacted them from being able to provide a lot of us the care that we deserve. Because unfortunately, freedom ain't free. I'm just going to leave that right there. That's a discussion for a whole nother day, because yeah, freedom ain't free. We think that is free. We act like it's free. It's not free. So while we are out here politicking and policing on whether or not we're engaging the best way socially and societally, let us not forget that there are men and women, much like myself, who have sacrificed a great deal and still suffer to this day from the repercussions of that service. Okay? All right. I say all of that to say I was yet again denied PTSD claim from the VA. Yeah, this is only like the 30 millionth, 100,000th time since I've gotten out. We've kind of gone rounds. It was ironic. The same day that I got the letter of denial, I got another letter from the VA in San Martin in Martinez saying that they wanted to transfer my behavioral health care. Yes, no, I absolutely see therapists, psychologists, behaviorologists, all the ologists is through the VA. Connected to my time in service and the nightmares and things that go on. But here's the gag. See, now, like many of us, and when I say us, I mean us veterans, those of us that took it seriously, were committed, understood that we went into this to fight, to protect this country that we know and love. And I use the word know because I hear a lot of people. I understand a lot of the pain and the outcries that they have and why they're saying what they're saying. I mean, guys, we don't even talk about this part because we're so radicalized in our politics, but our education system is jacked. Jacked. Let's think about it. Unless you're affluent enough, no, I'm not. I'm hoping y'all like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends to tell a friend about the show. So, maybe I can get a couple of nickels. But that being said, in our country, we are currently in an education crisis that we're not talking about enough, where some 26, not much better, percent of our black and brown kids are able to read on grade level. Now, before we jump off the fence and try to get your your pitchforks and your torches, understand, yes, we have many, many flaws when it comes to the way that we talk to our kids when in our school, and the difference between that versus at home, the way that we educate, the way that we test our kids, and if that's equitable, amongst race, and if that's a fair way to measure anything. And I completely concur. I agree. I'm with you. Let's go ahead and let's write the policies and start the petitions. However, I spent the better part of 5 years working as a community organizer with a education first nonprofit in Oakland, California, working on this very issue of the the gaps in education between our black and brown students and the rest of the demographics that are being serviced. And the fact of the matter is, it's broken. We ain't getting it right. And before you jump on the defensive, this is not an attack against any kind of educator. The facts is the facts, and we need to get to the point where we can just talk about it on equitable levels. Forget all the nonsense because we're not trying to attack you. We want to work together. The problem is the problem. Let's fix it. Mm, Again, topic of conversation for another day. But that being said, while we are letting that fall by the wayside, we also have certain people like myself who are veterans, who have served this country, who have done their due, who are not getting the finances that they need with the limitations that they have because they're too well adjusted, because they went into this with a warrior mindset. They came out the other side refusing to let PTSD, depression, pain hold them down or hold them back. Now, I personally, of course, I'm biased. I don't think that's fair. Yes, there's been many, many people who have abused the system. But when I tell you that I have tried since I got out the military, worked many, many different jobs. I like to say I'm a jack of all trades, master of most of them. And that's an admission that's not out of joy, but out of necessity, something that I had to do. When I reflect on the denial from the PTSD, the fact that I still have to see a therapist through these exact same people, I'm sorry, it just doesn't make the most sense to me. Maybe it makes more sense to you. I don't know. Drop a comment. Let me know. Let's talk about it. But that being said, just because a person is able to withstand life's slings and arrows better than most does not mean that their trauma is any less real. I've had to spend a lifetime learning how to control the absolute rage that has filled me at times. And I couldn't tell you why or understand why or even begin to really talk about the what emotions brought me there because sometimes it's literally from 0 to 5 trillion. Now I passed up to 100 and 200 long time ago and understanding how I need to change how I engage with the world around me because of that. So that be says that you too adjusted. You ain't hiding under nobody tables. You still go out into the world. So can't be nothing wrong with you. Can't say I agree with that. And I'm a fighter. So that being said, all that really made me do was want to fight more. Now, I mentioned those two main major issues or injuries of mine first for a reason. Uh, because I guess they feel like maybe if we make these appointments, because I need a whole workup then. I know all of my injuries have gotten worse. And not to mention the fact that there's a weird lump on my spine up higher than where my lumbar sprains are. And it also has a weird discoloration in that same area on my skin. Now, I went to a doctor in Kansas many years ago, probably around 2012, 13, 14, somewhere in there. And I'm not gonna tell you, I got to hear those words that you never ever wanna hear from your doctor when they look at you and you're like, "Doc, this is hurting. I don't know what this is. I already got this other injury going on. It causes issues with my neck, my shoulders, my hips, my legs, you name it. It's going on." Looks at the middle of my spine and goes, "Hmm, I don't know what that is. Let me get this book." Look, I'm not gonna tell y'all. My heart was in my ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was in yes, it was. It was in betwixt my butt cheeks. I felt my heartbeat somewhere down there next to the chocolate star. It wasn't fun. It wasn't pleasant. It was not okay. Okay? That's not what you want to hear. And so, since we're gonna say we're too well adjusted, and you know what? I'm gonna accept that. Well, thank you. I try really hard. Since I'm too well adjusted, can't claims the PTS and the Ds. Okay, that is the fine. I need a whole workup. I need to check the oil. I need to check the engine, the transmission, all the fluids. Let's pop the hood. And so I guess with this really weird and flawed system that seems to want to punish people that are going through more trauma than most of us can even imagine on our worst day, they're gonna make me travel 45 miles from my home for all the appointments to get everything checked out and reevaluated and see if they missed something and owe a brother a whole bunch of money, which would be great because I would like to do this with you guys full time. I believe that I've given enough of myself in so many different capacities, and I've loved it at many different times. But when do I get to make myself wealthy? When do I get to sit back? When do I get to do what I truly enjoy? And that brings me to this. That's why I need all of you. 'Cause I can't do this alone. And everybody knows that. That's why I need everybody. Like, share, subscribe, check out the website, and sign up for a consultation today. Let's go on a journey together. Discover what fitness works for you. Discover the best version of you that you want to be for tomorrow. 'Cause that's what I'm all about. It's definitely hard enough out here for most of us because we don't get the respect that we deserve. Not by a long shot, especially when you consider that so many of us end up homeless, end up hungry when we've given so much and sacrificed just for so that we can basically all come back and be and do whatever we want whenever we want. Another topic for another day. Yeah, because yeah. To say that we may have lost our way as a nation is an understatement and a half. And that's just the sad truth and the reality of the matter. We've gotten really and skewed on what really matters. And it's a sucky truth. And yes, this country was absolutely built on immigration, and it was also built on certain tenets of patriotism for this place that we call home. Something that clearly we ain't got that no more. We don't, not enough of us. We done lost that somewhere. It's fine, and I think that I would love to hear everybody else's opinion. Like, chime in, because I think that it's fine for each one of us individually. And what makes this place uniquely dope over any other is the fact that individually, each and every last one of us can feel exactly how we want to feel about anything from one moment to the next, and that's fine. But when we get to the point where we're basically tearing down the infrastructure of the very place that we all call home, we got a problem, man. One that ain't gonna be solved by pontificating way over there to the left or way over there to the right. And when you have volunteered, because this is a volunteer army. It's not a voluntold. You're not getting drafted. Talking about bringing that back. Y'all don't want to hear my opinion on that yet. If you do, look, this video gets to 50 likes. I will absolutely give you my opinion on the draft. Until then, I will reserve my right to refuse. Mm, hmm. But that being said, we volunteered to protect our right to be however and whoever we want to be. But but shouldn't it be within certain limits though? Just common sense ones. Just I want to respect you to be able to believe and do whatever you want to do, and I think you should be able to do the same. I don't think that your private personal life needs to be eh, become a part of mainstream society. That doesn't really jive to me, you know. And please and believe, we're just getting started. If you wonder where I've been, like I said about the VA stuff earlier in my injuries, well, I discovered new ones, like that lump that I mentioned. We got other wacky stuff going on, and unfortunately, that means that in spite of my level of fitness, in spite of how hard I want to go at life, it takes me out when it feels like taking me out. And that's just the facts. It sucks. And it's not fun, but I push through and I try to persevere like many of us do. Again, you want to know how? Sign up for that consultation service, man. Head over to the website. All right. Head over to the site. Sign up for the free consultation. And please and believe, guys, we get to 200 subscribers this month. Yeah. On the YouTubes. Yeah. I'm going to be offering a promo code for the website for 50% off all services, all consultation services, all political director consultation services, all music. So please share this, like, subscribe, follow now. Let's make this thing big. Get in on the ground floor to glory, baby. Let's go. So I'm needing to have a full workup. Uh, Gotta recheck my all of my nerve workings and my feet, my back. Need X-rays of everything from my neck all the way down to my feet. And they're gonna send me 45 miles away from where I live for that. And I'm not supposed to think that they're trying to discourage a brother. I'm not supposed to think that they're not making this tremendously difficult when it could be much closer and much easier. And I bring up the finances earlier because I'm believing that the reason that the VA has to do this is they have to outsource a good number of their services because the funding got murdered, and they still want to be able to provide us with the monthly disability funds that a lot of us receive and depend on to raise our kids and pay for our place to live and lights. Help, help me, help, please. And so I'm left at a point where it's like, do I give up in frustration? Do I stop trying? No, I'm not gonna stop. That's just gonna make me wanna go harder. And that's gonna make me be on here in spite of whatever pain, whatever my weird injuries are doing to me that day. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going hard in the pain like we do. And I want you guys to be here with me for that journey. So please, got anything on your mind? And share this with a vet because we need support. We need somebody to speak more on our behalf and be telling the God honest truth. I'm not going to cut corners with you. The fact of the matter is, we don't give a damn enough about the very people that fought to make this country what it is. We're too busy listening to people who are telling us half truths about how they feel. Because if you ever think that a politician is sitting up there telling you about how they personally feel and how they're personally going to vote 100% of the time, you are sorely mistaken. But I'm going to talk to you about how you can tell and how you can actually seek to get into relationships with their elected officials to change that narrative. Because we need to know who it is that's representing us and we need to be able to have a say. Something that I championed long and hard for, along with them kids and them, that 26% is just not gonna cut it for me. I don't know if it's gonna cut it for y'all. That 26% not gonna cut it for me. And so we're gonna be back, and I'm gonna show you guys some of the statistics that we are looking at for reading and math just in California. How you can access that data by going to the CA dashboard to find out more about what's really going on and how you can partner with, see, I didn't say blame. How you can partner with your educators and your education administration so that you can work together to give your child the best that they need, like all our kids deserve, no matter what they look like. Now, all right, you guys, I'm gonna stop ranting and get down from my soapbox. Remember, please like, follow, subscribe, and share. Can't do this alone. Let's start a movement, you guys. Mike Mac, Mac Show. We out till next time. Peace.